Royal Enfield, a well known name in the motorcycle industry, starting from making and selling cycle components in Redditch, England, to becoming one of the most prominent names in the motorcycle industry. Royal Enfield's story is one worth telling. So, let us begin. It all started in 1851 in Hunt End, Redditch, in England, where a person by the name of George Townsend set up a sewing needle manufacturing business named Givery Works. In the year 1882, his son, George Jr., started making cycle components to be sold to manufacturers. By 1891, Albert Eady joined the company, and in the following year it was renamed the Eady Manufacturing Company Limited. The company got a large contract to supply precision rifle parts to the Royal Small Arms Factory in Enfield, England, and to mark this, they called their new bicycle the Enfield. The Enfield Manufacturing Company Limited was the new company created in October 1892 to market their new bicycle designs. In 1893, the word Royal after the Royal Small Arms Factory was added to the company name, and thus the Royal Enfield began with their iconic trademark, made like a gun. The first automotive vehicle produced by them was the Royal Enfield quadricycle with 2.75 HP D-Dion engine. Throughout World War I, Royal Enfield supplied motorcycles to the British War Department and also to the Russian government using its own 225cc 2-strokes and 425cc V-twin engine powered motorcycles. World War II marked one of the most successful periods for the Royal Enfield both financially and technologically. By this time, it had produced its first 350cc 4-stroke using a JAP engine and had about 13 models lined up by 1930. In 1932, the legendary Bullet was born. There were many models produced for the military, but the most iconic was the 1939 125cc airborne motorcycle known as the Flying Flea. This could be loaded into a specifically fabricated parachute cradle and dropped with paratroops. Things did start to get bigger, but this was followed by something which was undesirable, yet it would all come to benefit the legacy of Royal Enfield. In 1949, K.R. Sundaram Iyer launched Madras Motors to import British motorcycles to India. In the year 1952, the Indian Army gave an order of 800 350cc bullets, which became a huge success. Royal Enfield partnered with Madras Motors in 1955 to form Enfield India and built a factory in a district near Madras called Tiruvottiur. By 1967, only two models were in production, the 250cc Continental GT and the 736cc Interceptor. Meanwhile, production stopped in Redditch Royal Enfield and was shifted to Bradford upon Avon factory. Production at this factory reduced, and eventually by 1970, the Enfield Cycle Company in UK went out of business. Production in India remained uninterrupted, with Enfield being the only one to make bullets. By 1977, Enfield India started exporting 350cc bullets. In the year 1994, Isha Group acquired Enfield India and renamed the brand as Royal Enfield. Currently, Royal Enfield manufactures 5 models, the first 3 being the Bullet, Classic and Thunderbird. All of these share the same engine, either a 350cc or a 500cc, and share the same chassis too. The other 2 models are the 535cc Continental GT and the 400cc Himalayan. Royal Enfield sells motorcycles in over 50 countries and in 2015 has surpassed Harley-Davidson in global sales. To this day, Royal Enfield motorcycles stand as a symbol of power, toughness, elegance, and to put it in a few words, it still represents the legacy of Royal Enfield, made like a gun. We've come to the end of this video, but before we leave, here are 2 fun facts about Royal Enfield. It is quite hard to say which is the world's first motorcycle company, or who was the first man to introduce an internal combustion engine powered motorcycle, but it is for sure that Royal Enfield in 1901 was the first manufacturer to introduce its 294cc motorcycle. Only so, it is often referred to as the oldest motorcycle company. What's also good to know is that the Bullet, since its inception in 1931, has been the motorcycle to be in production for the longest time. Apart from its longest in production tag, another thing that makes the Bullet special is the handcrafting that goes into it. The signature stripes on every bullet that leaves the Tiruvottiur workshop in Tamil Nadu are hand painted exclusively by brothers Kishore and Jayakumar using only 2 deft strokes. That's it for this video. Feel free to share this with anyone who owns a Royal Enfield or might be interested to know its history. See you for the next one.